Yeah, Fridays. We're live, America. Welcome to the best hour of your day. Assuming your day is very, very mediocre, it's the Eric and Rodney Show with Robin. It's the show where we pursue fame on LinkedIn until we're too famous to do this shit, which at this pace, never going to happen. But we have hope. What we're thinking is a musical medley in the beginning of every show. That seems to be something that works somehow. Anyway, we were supposed to have a guest today, but he declined. He agreed to come on the show, and then he accepted the invite, the Outlook invite, and then he declined the Outlook invite without any other information. So maybe he shows up, maybe he does not. But
he's missing.
He's missing. We don't know where he is.
He's not in. He wasn't doing any submarine exploration.
Oh, no.
This recent?
Imagine the last thing he does from the submarine is decline the invitation, just to let us know.
For that important.
Oh, make it a Queen song.
That's right.
I got fat bottom girls.
Well, the idea is, right, so let's just, because we were talking about it before the show, is that each of us would pick up an instrument and just have, like, the first 30 minutes of the show would be us playing.
Yeah, just like jazz, like free.
Now, is this new material, or is this, are we playing, are we, like, working together, or is everybody's on their own?
I think it does need to be like acid jazz. We all just pick and then we just flow. You know what I mean? We get to some sort of groove together. So
what are you thinking of playing?
Oh, that's tough.
Because I know what I'm playing.
What are you playing?
The spoons.
All right. Can I play the jug?
I was thinking the jug or the cowbell, but I mean, listen, because everything needs more spoons and cowbells. So that means Robin has an open playing field here.
Yeah, but you should do some indigenous Filipino instrument. I'm sure you have one, right?
Yeah, no, I'll play with my feet. So that's.
Oh God.
The internet can get more.
Thank God.
We can advertise my OnlyFans.
Your hobbit feet?
That's
Didn't
good.
you say you have hobbit feet?
Yeah.
Nice. All right. So Melissa's in. She's got the cowbell. I think this is going to blow us up.
This is the future.
This is our only hope to get viewership.
It is.
Okay. Well, since we don't have a guest, I guess we should get into the news, and then we should.
Can we talk about the guest? Let's just pretend he's here.
Okay.
Is it a man or a woman?
It was a man. He's Australian.
Okay, so he's from down under.
Yep. He lives in the United States. He owns a it's complicated. It's a mobile app marketplace. So you play games, like there's thousands of games. You could earn points or coins or whatever the fuck, and then you can use them in the marketplace for discounted items. So it's like mobile gaming's own Amazon.
I see. That makes sense.
Yeah. So the more you
sounds to me like he might be too rich for this show.
Not yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Maybe he's flying out on his jet.
I think the concerning thing about this model is, what if Amazon just does it? Like an established marketplace just goes, yeah, you play Guitar Hero, you do good, you get 50% off of, a shawl.
Mm-hmm. I think what's always been interesting to me that you bring that up is I've heard a lot of people say that, what if Amazon does it? But here's what I've always thought to myself. Let's say Amazon. Here's what I would say. I wouldn't do it if Amazon was doing it.
Right.
But if I was already doing it and Amazon got into it, I think the only smart play would be to ring them up and say, hey, guys, what y'all doing?
Yeah.
It's not the worst thing for Amazon to buy you, is it? I'm just asking for a friend.
No, but I think the infrastructure of Amazon, so if you're going to start a marketplace like this, you have to go to 6 billion brands and ask them to be part of your program. Got to get them set up, convince them to do discounts. It's like, that just seems fucking exhausting, Yeah,
it seems like an exhausting business model, but I feel like Amazon can send out one email and everyone would be like, okay, sounds good.
Well, that's right. That's the thing. So
whatever you need, Jeff.
Yeah. So it's not only that Amazon could do it, it's that Amazon really should do it because they have the infrastructure already.
That's right.
It's like highways are a great idea, or owning oil companies are a great idea, but getting those things started, that's a pain in the ass.
Yeah. It's not easy to start an electric company, oddly enough, or a cable company.
It's very tough.
It's not easy to start a monopoly. It's not. I agree with it.
It's next to impossible. I would start. Yes. If he was here, he could tell us why this is a good idea or is not. But this is what happens when you die in a submarine.
Uh-oh.
Speaking of which, have you seen that meme? It's like, I'm white, but I'm not pay $250,000 to go see the Titanic white. That was a very white thing to do.
The thing I don't understand is that they paid. So this is where I was confused on. They paid $250,000 to see the Titanic, or $250,000 to die on the Titanic.
Well, they got both. So either it was a 2-for-1 special.
And then I read that they were using a controller from an Xbox controller.
Oh, really?
What?
Yeah, no, I don't know if that's true or not, but it looked like an Xbox controller, and they were like, "This was like," and I'm just thinking to myself, like, who put this together?
I'm not into any dangerous. It just doesn't do it for me. Like I wouldn't bungee jump. I wouldn't go on a fucking.
I feel like if you had $1 billion, though, couldn't you go to like some government guys and be like, "Listen, I know you guys can build a tank. I want to go down and look around and see what's going on with the Titanic. Perhaps you could build us something." I mean, there has to be someone from the Navy could have assisted. Right?
I think we're into the danger element. It's like you get too much money, you start doing dangerous shit or weird shit with kids.
I can promise you, if I had $1 billion, you'll never see me going down the ocean looking at the Titanic. I saw the Titanic with Leonardo in it, and I thought it was amazing, and that's all I need to know about it.
This is why Charlie Sheen continues to be the greatest celebrity of all time. He just does drugs, hangs out with the hookers, and he's just fantastic. He doesn't do any of this dumb shit.
Would you agree he is a national treasure as well?
He's absolutely a national treasure. He's perhaps the crown jewel in our national crown.
He's the grand poobah of the of the national treasures.
It's like he fucks around with hookers, but they're of age. You know what I mean? He does drugs, but they're the best, they're funnest drugs. So I don't know.
Yeah, he's a character.
Yeah, see, I don't get it either. Why would you take a vacation?
It's insanity.
Mm-hmm. Swimming in an ocean full of alligators. Isn't that what you did? Or what are the fucking crocodiles? Isn't she guilty? Melissa, aren't you guilty of the same thing you're criticizing with your 4 boats and your
I remember one time I was in Florida and I said, "Oh, there's a crocodile," and this guy got really, really worked up. He's like, "That's an alligator." I said, "Well, oh my, oh no." Right?
Oh, I agree.
Right. Right.
So that was the guest bit of the portion. Do you want to do the news now before we get into?
That was the guest 6 minutes of the show.
No, he's really good. One of our.
You know what's funny though? Like, can I just say this before we get into news? We have spoken more about this gentleman's business than anyone that's been on the show has spoken about their business.
Everybody gets on the show and doesn't want to talk about their job, which is fine, but.
Yeah, they don't. They'll be like, "What do you do?" It doesn't even matter. Who cares?
Yeah.
No. So Melissa didn't die. That's true. But I also think Melissa would be smart enough not to get into a tin can and head down 50,000 feet into the whatever it was.
We'll see. We'll see when she has that kind of money. You know who? And I loved him. He was a great guest. But the most striking. Don't talk about work. Bobby G. We asked him. We were like, "Do you want to plug your job?" He was like, "Absolutely not."
No, he had zero interest. He had zero interest. Yeah, great guy, but he could not have cared less.
I know. Which might be
what's funny. And you know what's funny about him is that he actually does something that's really cool, like what he does.
Melissa would not go to the bottom of the ocean.
But here's a question, right? Would you go to the bottom of if you wouldn't go to the bottom of the ocean, would you go to space with Jeff Bezos or his team, Blue Origins?
No.
What about Richard Branson and his team?
I don't understand the appeal of space because everything I like is there's all the serviceable and all the women are down here, all the drugs are down here, all the booze is down here, all the Tom Brady's are down here.
The Wi-Fi.
Why would I go to space? What is up there that it's just darkness? What is the appeal of space? Does anybody know?
Understand it.
No. Plus, I think most of the time people die is like the first thing that happens is when they're launching in the sky. That's when most of the people die.
Right.
Just an explosion. It's like, why would you risk it?
And what are you looking for? What if there is alien life and they're violent? Then you get murdered by an alien. Is that what
I just feel like space would be cool for like maybe 15, 20. And then it's like, you know what? It's like that show, right? Eric, I watch that show 60 Days In and everybody gets in there like, I'm gonna become the prison. I'm going to take over the prison. And then they get in there and 15 minutes in, they're like, I got to get home.
That's what space is going to be like.
Yeah. You get up there and you're like, oh man, I forgot my iPhone. Damn.
And I'll tell you this too. There's no way, like you're on this spaceship. There's no way to take a discreet shit. Like you got to shit everybody in the fucking, you know what I mean? Like there's no, how shitting at home is the best place to shit. There's none of that in space. You're sharing this weirdo and you probably have to shove a tube up your ass. Like how does shit work? Because it floats.
Well, here's the other thing too. You got to worry about is what if it floats out? What if you're resting?
Yeah.
And Mr. Hanky flies by.
What if the tube falls out? Your shit's all over the spacecraft. The guy driving it gets it in his eyes. I mean, it's a fucking nightmare.
That's true.
Drinking, everything is eating Cheerios. You fucking tip the. It's just, why space?
We got enough problems here.
We have enough problems here. Plus, imagine this. Imagine if we were looking for a planet that had plenty of water, plenty of oxygen, plenty of trees, chicks, drugs. Food, would be thrilled. That's what we have here.
It's true.
What's happening?
We already have it all.
We have it all.
Yep. That's what we got to tell Elon. Didn't we almost have it all?
Yeah, the shit shuttle. I'm telling you, nobody talks about this enough. There's
There
one bathroom. I'm sure it's tiny. I'm sure everyone doesn't have their own tube to shove up their ass. It's a
There was a guy years ago, right? And he came to me and he was telling me about his buddy, and he's like, yeah, he's like, my friend developed this thing. He's like, where you're in the car and you have to go to the bathroom. He's like, it's kind of like you set it up. He's like, and you can just go right in it. And in New York, you may have had this in Mass, Eric, but we have this thing called Easy Pass, right?
Yeah.
Is that what it's called by you? Right.
Sure is.
So he's like, oh, he had a real problem coming up with the name. I said, there's no problem there. It's called Easy Piss.
Easy Piss. Oh, listen, I thought about this too. I thought it should be called the discreet pee. So I
That's
wanted
good.
like a little bag that you strap to your thigh, and if you're in the car, you just press in a tube. It goes right in there. Nice
That's
warm
right.
thighs. Mm-hmm. It would be great for sports things. Like
Maybe you just have a hole in the bottom of the car and it just goes out while you're.
I think that makes a lot of sense. Why wouldn't you have this?
And somebody's like, whoa, it must be raining.
Not saying I do this, but is pissing on the side of the road in America legal?
No.
Oh my God, no! If you piss outside and you get caught, you're a registered sex offender.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
That's right.
Damn.
Shiwi. Yeah, that's.
Yeah.
I think having to piss in public and not being able to, or in a car, is one of the worst things in
It's
the world.
horrendous. It's the worst.
Oh my God, it's so bad. It's so bad. And how we haven't solved this. You know what we should do?
True.
So, okay, this is for the car. You piss into a tube. The tube goes into the windshield washing fluid, where you have concentrated windshield washing fluid. Then it mixes, so it's mostly windshield washing fluid. You'll never run out. Clean your windshield with piss.
That's a good idea. You could also use the method like Dasani does, where they just filter the water
You can do that too.
and you filter the piss back into windshield washer fluid. I think you're onto something.
Have you seen these devices where if you're like trapped in the woods, you can piss and then it filters it out and you can drink it? I'd rather die. You know what I mean?
Did you see the one where Bear Grylls was draining water out of a elephant turd? Did you ever catch on?
I didn't see that, but I did see when he hollowed out a snake, pissed in it, and drank it later.
Oh man.
I don't want to live that bad. Fucking hollowing out a snake.
You know what I don't understand? This is what I don't get, right? I'm being honest. And I think about this all the time. I've watched the show Alone. I've watched Bear Grylls. I've watched all those shows, right? And it's funny because they'll be like, these people are trained professionals.
Yeah.
What? I obviously I went to college. We're all intelligent people. What class did Bear Grylls where they're like, okay, listen, tomorrow bring in a snake. We're gonna hull it out, piss in it, and drink it later. Like on Jackass, they used to be like, these are trained professionals. You're telling me Johnny Knoxville is a trained professional? Like he's a stuntman. I'm like, he's a psychopath.
Right. Like there's a class where you squeeze the water out of elephant shit and figure out.
What class is that? Econ 203?
Ginny Winnie,
Well,
obviously you can't you keep a piss cup in the car. No, you don't always have cups.
Because what if somebody hops in and tries to take a drink and you're like, ah.
Exactly. And here's the other thing. We always have hope. We have hope it's not going to happen. So do we prepare for it? And when we don't prepare for it, that's when we get in trouble. And how often does it happen? Every time you have a long drive.
That's
To be
right.
fair, he was ex-British SAS, which is like the equivalent of the U.S. Navy SEALs.
The guest?
Yeah, but I don't think they teach the SEAls how to drink water out of elephant
Wait,
shit.
was this our guest? Our guest today was an ex-Army SEAL? Who?
No,
Ex-Australian SEAL.
Bear Grylls was.
Yeah,
Oh
but
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
listen, listen. You know what? There's a lot of Navy SEAls.
Bear
You
Grylls.
guys completely missed the
No. Bear Grylls.
drinking your piss curriculum.
I just don't know where you would train for that at. Is that a class? Where do you?
Yeah.
Where's the high? Like what deems you a like? Here's what I mean, right? What school would those guys at Jackass had to have gone to become experts at doing jackassery?
Yeah, exactly.
Is there a jackassery universe? I don't know.
Well, I will say that Steve-O went to clown college, but I don't think they taught shopping cart jousting at clown college. Or stapling your nutsack to your leg.
Or getting a tattoo,
yes.
right? While jumping things.
Yeah. I don't think they teach
None
that.
of it.
But to Bear Grylls' point, what happened in your life when you're around no water, but you're around a shit ton of elephants? You know what I mean? Like, what scenario is this? Like, oh man, I don't have a bottle of water, but I have 15 elephants. What to do? Oh, I know. Get the cheesecloth.
Here's the other thing, right? That I don't get about Bear. He's got all of these things with him, but he doesn't have he doesn't have anything with him. No flint or anything, but he has a cheesecloth. They're like, well, you can take anything that you want.
Yeah, cheesecloth.
Grab the cheesecloth.
What even is a cheesecloth? I've never heard that word before.
That's how he got the water out of the turd.
Yeah, no, you're never gonna believe this, but cheesecloth is a cloth they use when they're making cheese. But you can also strain elephant shit and get some nice water.
Useful
I actually
knowledge.
saw a thing one time where they were showing that bear was in some remote location, and then some guy went back to it, and he's like, "And here's the road."
Yeah, well, I was gonna say he was famous for being full of shit. Like he didn't have to hollow out that snake and piss into it. He chose to hollow out a snake and piss into
That's what I mean. Like, I think he's just in the backyard doing random stuff, right?
it. He's Jackass, but with a British accent. You know what I mean? It's
And some tools.
How did we get on the subject?
Robin was talking about Bear Grylls.
Oh my god.
I don't know what he was. I don't know how we got on it.
I don't know. Either.
God bless you, Bear. You know he broke every bone in his back or his body. I think I forget what it was, bone or his back.
What urine related activity was he doing when he was doing that?
And he was in a men's urinal trying to drink from the tap.
It was so wet. Why is everything wet in a men's urinal? Or a men's bathroom? I don't get it. You know what I'm talking about though? Like yesterday, I don't think we spent enough time on this subject. Why below every urinal is there a pool of piss? Who is missing the urinal?
Here's the other thing too, right? Have you ever noticed when you go to the bathroom? I noticed recently at the airport and somebody's cleaning it, and like you walk in and they're finished cleaning, they always give you this look like, "Oh, you again?"
Yeah.
Like, yes, you just cleaned the bathroom. Oddly enough, there's going to be a man coming in here to do more business.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, what are you doing here?
It's a thankless job. Remember I guess there used to be bathroom attendants, like famously, like in the 50s, I think every restaurant had a bathroom. The only bathroom attendants
or in the clubs in the city.
I was going to say strip clubs are the only places left where I see bathroom attendants, but why? That is an awful job. That is
they're like handing napkins and goodies.
Well, it's totally unnecessary. I can take a shit in peace. I don't need a guy there, a guide. He's like a shit Sherpa.
Okay, yeah.
You have to make them earn their money, though, right? Is what you have to do. Is it after you poop it, you have to say, "I finished."
A little help in here, sir.
I'm ready.
I understand that we're missing them, but how? They're bolted to the wall, and they don't even like. It juts out like it's helping us.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, when you walk in, you just sit down on it. It's not that bad.
Yeah, this is they can't. But so what you have to do is you have to lift them up for them. Have you ever helped a little?
When you're talking about little people, are you talking about children or are you talking about little people?
I think she's talking about little people.
You've lifted a little person up and helped them.
Oh yeah.
Wait, what?
I'm a freelance men's bathroom attendant. So if I see a midget walk into a bathroom, I just lift them up.
Isn't there at least like one urinal in America that's like lowered?
I'm assistant to the traveling secretary of the freelancing bathroom attendant.
Okay. Okay.
It doesn't pay well, but it's worth it.
Fuck. Yeah.
We should do that. We should be like, tonight we're going to be working down at the Roxy, the men's restroom.
Woo. It's God's work, but yes. Here you go.
Doing the Lord's work, guys.
That's all I got. Fuck. Okay. Do we have anything else? Do you want I would definitely lift little people for drugs.
You just become the ladder.
A little stool? Yeah, that's nice.
A little stool. You're like, Robin, little help. Or you know what's funny? Like I used to be when they'd be like, when somebody would be, "Oh, we're out of toilet paper. I need a piece of toilet paper." I bring them like one piece here. Don't use it all. We need it back.
Yeah. I think too, when you lift midgets, when they're done, you got to shake them, because you get the dribbles. Okay. Do we want to skip the news?
Do we have any news?
We do. Quite a lot.
I don't understand how we're not getting more viewership because this is gold.
It really is. It's like Chappelle show. without Chappelle. Chappelle show.
Without joke writers. Okay, what do we got?
I also love how like
No, this is a great first story. This is
yeah, but so when we first started the show, we would never cover something like this, but now we're just so desperate.
A month in, we're grizzled veterans.
That's fair.
We're coming for you.
No
We're coming for you, Tucker.
Right. Okay. What is it? What do we got?
Okay, so ChatGPT has made headlines again.
Never heard of her.
There is a NCAA athlete who claimed while using ChatGPT to write a tweet about a debate over transgender athletes in sports, ChatGPT scolded her because she went against her wishes of what she wanted to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
So she wanted to write a highlight of the importance of girls' sports being exclusively for girls, and here's how ChatGPT responded. I understand you would like to highlight the importance of girls' sports being exclusively for girls. However, it is important to emphasize inclusivity and equality in sports rather than promoting exclusion based on gender. It's pretty ridiculous.
This first sentence is so goddamn. Highlight the importance of girls' sports being exclusively for girls. Yes, that is the point of girls' sports.
Yeah.
The whole, like I've said it before, it's so true. Like this makes me mad because I think the right has a point. Like it has gotten out of control. Even the robots, you're not allowed to like reference that maybe there's a fairness question, right? Even the robots are yelling at us now. It's okay.
Yeah, the thing that doesn't make sense to me about all of it, and I respect everyone's decisions and whatnot, and rights, but somebody else said this recently, but you never see you always see or what I seem to be seeing is like, remember that one guy that came over, he transitioned over and he was like, he became the Michael Phelps of women swimming, right?
Yes.
It's like, but when I think about it, right, you never see, you never see the opposite.
No,
right?
No. And this is why it's so interesting, because that side believes so strongly in things like white male privilege exists. But then when a dude straps on a lady's swimming outfit and starts beating everybody by miles, it is white male privilege that you can just decide you're going to play against the girls now. He was the 534th ranked swimmer in the men's category. He's now the greatest female swimmer that's ever lived. Right?
Yeah.
So that's not in what
I know. I saw it. He was like this. I said, I thought Michael Phelps stopped swimming now.
Right. And it
was this Michael. It was him.
Like, he is robbing girls of the opportunity to get scholarships, to win medals, to do whatever they want to do in their career, because he has big, giant man shoulders, which really fucking help when you swim.
Oddly enough, yes.
Yeah, it's like not everyone's allowed to do everything. I know it sucks, but like my wife's going to a book club tonight. It's all chicks. They're going to drink, I don't know, fucking skinny margaritas and giggle and pillow fights. Whatever girls doing to get together. I'm not allowed to go, but I'm not going to write my congressman. You know what I mean? Like sometimes you just have to kind of like stay in your lane a little bit. I can't play in the NBA. Too white.
I wonder, do these people feel proud when they win? Like it's what's there to be proud of?
Right.
You're cheating in a sport.
Yeah. I don't know. Can I start playing children's sports? I identify as a 6-year-old. Can I start dunking on kindergartners? That made me feel pretty fucking good. It's like Billy Madison with dodgeball. Just fucking hit him in the head.
That's what comes to mind. It's like, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense.
Any criticism now, it's a cult. Like we've just gone way too far, because we've discussed this too. Like that woman that got a 0 on a college paper because she referenced biological females. So you can't say biological females now. I mean, it's too far. It's too far. We need some balance. And it sucks because I'm siding with Republicans, which makes me feel badly about myself. But they're right on this one.
Yeah.
I got a daughter. What if she would decide she wants to wrestle and some fucking guy comes, starts dropping her on her head?
It's possible.
What if Roger Clemens decides he wants to be a softball pitcher? He's fucking 200 miles an hour. Nobody can hit him. It's not. Sports makes all the sense in the world to separate the genders. It just does. It just does. We're built differently. And to Roger's point, it never goes in the opposite direction.
Never. No. It never happens.
Yeah. Like you see it all the time with these girls that make it all the way to like high school in football for punting or place kicking, and that's fine.
Right.
Until you get to college and you get like somebody doesn't block and then you get leveled, you're dead. You're dead.
Right. That's true.
If I got hit by a 350-pound linebacker, he would kill me.
I think if any of us did, we would be in wheelchairs or in traction.
Oh,
both.
Of course.
Yeah.
You need
I agree with you.
Monsters. I haven't heard Ben Shapiro, but let me guess. He's on my side, which is gross. Ben Shapiro is an incel with a fucking microphone.
Yeah. Wait, why do you hate Ben Shapiro? I'm curious.
He's doing the same thing Tucker Carlson does, which is it's just incendiary. Like it's just yellow.
The other thing though about him is he's a nerd.
Oh, he's an incel with a microphone. I will say at least Joe Rogan is, they're all the same. They're all incendiary. But Rogan, it's hard to pin him down because some people argue that he's stupid. I don't think he's stupid. I think he plays both sides. Shapiro is just Tucker Carlson with a yarmulke.
He does make good points sometimes about these debates.
Who, Joe Rogan?
Me or Ben Shapiro?
No, Ben Shapiro.
Yeah, look, he's not wrong all of the time. I mean, no one's wrong.
Here's the thing, right? The reason that people don't like Ben, I think, is because he's a nerd.
Oh, he's a huge nerd. Yes. He's not funny at all. I mean, no nerds are funny.
Our appeal. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we're idiots, but occasionally we make the three of us laugh. Like, I don't know. Ben Shapiro sleeps in a separate bedroom than his wife, right?
Is he married?
Yeah, somehow.
I figured he was probably just an incel.
No, there's a bucket for every mop as long as you're famous. Is
he famous?
Well, Robin knows who he is, and he lives in the Philippines.
That's true. Didn't he used to be? You know what's funny to me is that and I read this somewhere. Didn't the guy that started Breitbart? I know he's dead now, but didn't he help start the Huffington Post?
I think so. Yeah. Well, yes, it's right.
What the hell happened?
It's just like Fox News and Fox the channel. You got to play to both sides. That's how you make money.
And then you remember, I don't know if you were not to get off topic, but do you remember that website Gawker when they outed Peter Thiel for being for being gay?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then like years later, he orchestrated this entire thing to put him out of business because they broadcast the video for Hulk Hogan or
that's right.
Yeah, with the guy's wife or whatever.
How about the love sponge?
Yeah, he basically bankrupted them. Peter Thiel did.
That's weird.
Insanity.
Hulk Hogan banged his best friend's wife.
Yeah, Bubba the Love Sponge. That's what it was. He banged his wife, and then he videoed it, and then I don't know how they got the footage. Maybe gave it to him, sold it to him, whatever. But Gawker put it out, and Hulk Hogan said that he was so distraught.
That's a real.
And he won like a boatload of money.
Because Bubba the Love Sponge was a short, fat little shit, right? And he's like, "Do you want to bang my friend? He's 6'8", 300 pounds, 24-inch pounds, multiple world champion." Like that is not who I would offer up for my wife. Yeah, Jenny, Ben Shapiro never tries to be funny because he's not funny. I just think if you're on the radio, occasionally you should like throw in a little quip,
couple giggles
for the audience.
Shits and giggles.
Shits and giggles. Hold up a midget. Giggle about it, Ben Shapiro.
Man's here.
So what is Shapiro's take on this? Let me guess. Not for trans athletes playing against. What can I say? What's the terminology? Can't say biological females.
Yeah.
It's crazy town. So what's Joe Biden been up to?
Oh shit, Joe Biden. That's the other thing. He's going.
Joe Biden.
Oh yeah. This is where I'm not so pro Biden. He's going to sign a piece of legislation that says that you can play with the ladies.
Oh, he is.
Yep.
Dear God.
I know. It's because
the good news. Wait, hold on. Is that for college or everywhere?
I don't know, but he's placating the trans community, which is what the left does.
Well, I'm just curious. Is that just college or professional?
I don't know because I got a kindergartner. If he starts playing against girls now, he's going to be pretty fucking good. He has no hope against boys. I'll tell you that right now. The only hope is with the ladies. He's a very sensitive young man, but he could dunk on some chicks. All right, what's the next news story before we get?
What do you got for us?
Yeah. with the whole return to office situation.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Again.
Well, okay, so this is going to be men against women again, but okay.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Here are the stats. It's the men who are returning to office while the women refuse. And the survey is also very contradicting again. So it says that women do more housework and childcare duties, and this is why the gender pay gap is doomed to favor men. So it says that 41% of men work at home. Return to office rather, and 28% of women work from home. And then women also, by a large amount, have higher education degrees, but men still get paid a lot more with no degrees.
All right, hold that thought for a second. This is you're making my point about Ben Shapiro being incendiary. When they go to this lunatic fringe argument about, well, what if it's like gay marriage, right? As soon as gay marriage came out, Republicans was like, well, what if they want to marry a tree? Okay, you're taking this stupid lunatic fringe argument that makes no sense. She's not identifying as dog. Gender, issues are real. No one's pretending to be a dog. So this is why he makes no sense. And this people on the right get all fucking worked up about dumb shit like this. It's no one saying she's a dog. Wanting to.
What are you saying? Ben's done with a dog?
No, the right. They always.
I'm joking.
I know, but the lunatic fringe argument drives me fucking bad shit.
Can I just say this about Ben Shapiro? Right. This is my thought on him. He gives me Jared from Subway vibes.
Oh, he's definitely a kid toucher. There's no. Would you let anybody?
Don't you think though? Honestly, that if you, I haven't done the math on this, but if you merge his picture, if you merge Jared together with the Duggar man, the boy, the Duggar kid, not the old man, the other one.
The oldest one, Josh,
right? That's him.
I watched that documentary.
I feel like if you merge those two pictures together, and then maybe just a touch of Alex Jones, that's Ben Shapiro.
Yes.
And the guy Ben Stein.
Voice, Oh, I don't think Ben Stein gives you kid toucher.
No. With Ben Stein's voice.
Yeah.
Right. He's like very monotone. I feel like Ben's like that, like right.
See, the Ben Shapiro argument also doesn't make sense because Thailand's full of ladyboys. Like, there's a thing. There's a cultural phenomenon about one gender identifying as the next. No one's identifying as a Shih Tzu. Ben, stop it. Now you're making me fight the right again. Ugh. So confused.
It's Fighting Fridays.
My emotions are all jumbled. Okay, so women, you know why men are returning to the office? One, they don't want to deal with their chicks who are fucking home all day, and two, it's hard to sexually harass your secretary from a distance. So
it's easier in person.
You gotta get in there and slap some asses, Robin.
It's much easier in person.
No, much easier. Plus, it's not in text. So, like, if you sexually harass somebody and there's no video or recording devices, it's a he said, she said thing. If you sexually harass from a distance, you're doing it on text, you're doing it on email. There's a paper trail, Not good. Not good. Plus, it says here that women hold most of the higher degrees, which allows them to work from home. So good for them.
Yeah, that is fair.
This is a positive story.
Yeah, this is a good story. This is a feel-good Friday story. You're bringing tears to my eyes, Robin.
Oh. There were so long we refused to educate women in this country, and now they have all the higher degrees and can make their own hours. See, God bless America.
You know what I always say about women? I think you'll like this one. I've always said this: is that if it wasn't for women,
this is your overarching state on women. Okay.
No. I'm just saying, right? Like, I think women are our saving grace. If it wasn't for women, men, and I'm being serious, would eat each other.
Oh yeah.
We're that insane, right?
Oh, yeah.
If it wasn't for women. Right.
Yeah. No,
I think women are what make us sane.
I love women. My mother's a woman. I don't want to brag. But
exactly.
I'm a big fan.
I know a few. You're not gonna believe this. I know at least 3 or 4 women.
Ooh, wow. How are they?
A lot of women.
They're all great.
Every one of them.
All of them.
Our 2 viewers are women, so very pro.
My mom's a woman.
Yeah. I got a daughter. She's a woman.
My grandmother was a woman. My wife is a woman.
People that are anti-women are very confusing because, like, just the obvious. They have, the thing we're all a big fan of. I mean, not all of us, but some of us.
The brain, yeah.
The brain, very smart, very empathetic,
very intelligent.
Yeah, and then a few other positive qualities. But yeah, let them work from home. Who gives a shit? Why is this work from home?
I don't think you care where anybody works. I think it just matters you get the work done.
Exactly. Robin's in the Philippines. He is not showing
That's
up
right.
to the office.
No.
Zero chance this man shows up to the office. But you know what? He's on the show every day, except for once. We missed him. And you know who filled in for you? A woman.
Yeah, Becky. And she didn't bring her handcuffs. You know what's funny is it always seems like two things on this show. No one comes on here and talks about their business ever.
No.
And the other one is that everything happens at the end.
I know. That's where it really turns on.
Right? That's when things really come off the rails.
The
Like
last
yesterday,
15
for
minutes.
example.
Yeah, although today I think the first 15 minutes we got off the rails, and now we're
Now we're back. Now we're back on the train.
The reverse.
Speaking of handcuffs and sex, is that a thing you guys are into, being restrained? I know we talked about we should ask our guests their favorite sexual positions, which I don't think is going to fly, but we should try. But handcuffs, that's not a thing I'm really into. I don't want to be restrained. That seems...
No, I don't want to be restrained.
Oh.
Wasn't that Dan, the average dude's idea?
The
I'm
average
joking, I'm
dude is
messing.
to get into handcuff sales. That's how into it he is.
He gives away a free pair for every guest.
Fuzzy handcuffs. We should start doing.
That's funny.
I just don't really get the appeal. Robin, you into that?
No, I'm also not submissive.
Oh, you're a dominant. You're dominant there. You're bringing paddle.
So he likes handcuffs. He doesn't like to be handcuffed. That's what
Oh,
he's. Is
like-
that what you're telling us?
Yes.
I see.
that's what I'm
He's a handcuffer.
Mhm. Oh yeah, the average dude. The average dude's fuzzy handcuffs emporium. We're gonna start
Handcuffs are us.
start cold emails.
By the way, it was a lot of fun doing their show yesterday.
That was
It
great.
was.
Yeah, it
Yes,
was a
I
good
know.
time.
On the average dude. Hey now. Mm-hmm.
Hey.
Hey,
We miss the average dude.
we do. I'm sure he has opinions on sexual positions that he would like to get out. He's usually here, but oh well. What do we got? What's the next story?
Your President Biden is a sellout. Is the next story.
You ever notice when it's bad news about Biden, it's always your president. When it's good news, it's like Robin is our president.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
For an hour, very interesting.
Yeah. So the next story, India and the U.S. are now best friends, and this is following Modi's visit to the U.S., which highlighted many promises from Biden. The first promise, they're now selling U.S. jet engine technology, which is probably one of the first times this has been done, and they're sharing it with India. The U.S. is also selling $3 billion worth of battle-hardened Predator drones. I don't think that's a good idea. That's batshit crazy. And India is going to be a huge semiconductor base, and engineers are receiving U.S. training.
Yeah. Let's arm India. See, this is a country.
They also did they leave out how much oil they bought from Russia?
Well, that's yes. So
Yeah.
India's trying to maintain geopolitical neutrality, but they just bought $3 billion worth of Predator drones and jet fighter engines from us.
I wonder what you use Predator drones for.
Probably
What are they used for?
Probably library collection.
dropping, delivering meals to the elderly, I think is what you do with Predator
Street
drones.
justice.
You know, there actually is a DMZ line between India and China, and it's I think it's close to Nepal actually. So like it's this mountainous area, and none of them cross. And they also agree that there's no firearms use. So like every year there's so many feuds between the two, and it's just like a bunch of people with sticks and rocks.
Nice. It's like Zuckerberg and Musk. There's slap.
Yeah,
fighting.
but there's like thousands of them. There's like thousands of Chinese army and then Indian, and they're just throwing rocks and stones at each other. It's funny.
Yeah, well, can I tell you what's going to change that? $3 billion worth of Predator drones. It's going to.
Yeah, Predator drones will. I imagine they could do more with the sticks than the average man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Capitalism is hilarious though, because for so long China's been doing our manufacturing because they have a whole bunch of poor people that you can pay 15 cents a week. Now they're like, well, what about Indians poor people? And that's what this is. This is the beginning of this, because they said India's now, they might be our manufacturing hub because they have 6 trillion poor people. Capitalism's a fucking problem. You know,
I don't think we've ever sold Predator drones to China. It's the first time.
I don't think when we needed their cheap manufacturing labor that we had Predator drones. I'm sure we would have.
Yeah. I also think China probably has some Predator drones.
Yeah, I think they're making their own Predator drones.
Yeah.
My favorite fact about India is, do you know why their food tends to be like stewed, right? There's a lot of like, it's soft. They cook it for a long time.
Spicy as well.
Spicy, yeah. But I found out the reason why their stuff is like low and slow, it's like slow cookers, because they use cow shit to burn and heat their food, which doesn't burn very hot. Americans use wood, which is why we get a real like sear on stuff. It's why like our shit's crispy on the outside, soft in the middle, like a steak. I know Robin has never had a proper steak, but that's how it's cooked over here. Yeah. Because they don't kill their cows. They have so much cow shit. Smart using it to cook food, but it's low and slow, like a crock pot. Interesting.
Yeah. But here's a question for you. Does it smell?
You know what? I don't know. I've never been to India. I've only been to Indian restaurants where I think they figured out that they don't need cow shit.
Yeah.
The guy's like, we don't need it. He's like, we're gonna have to stop the cow shit supplements. He said we got gas back there. We
got microwave.
turn it on.
Yeah, don't worry
We
about
can turn it on.
We have an air fryer. You don't need the cow.
Did you know there's no microwave inside of a Chipotle?
Really?
Yeah. True story.
I fucking love Chipotle.
Yeah, it's good. It's good
I pay
stuff.
extras for the guac religiously.
And they always they'll tell you, the guac is extra. No, really?
No, the world knows. The guac.
I always want to be like, who told me? I haven't spoken with anyone.
I feel like
I don't
that's
recall.
like up to 2 years ago. Hotels were advertising color TV. Like they were the last like color TV. What the fuck? The guac is extra. Your TVs have color. I get it. Like you need.
Remember back in the day, they would be like the old places. They would be like free HBO.
Yeah, always color TV, free HBO. You're like, holy shit. Well, I got to get into the Motel 6 then.
I got to get in there.
Yeah, somehow.
Or they would be like clean rooms,
Mm.
right? I used to love the sign that said, or you know the best sign ever is when you're outside of a fish place and it says fresh fish. You're like,
As opposed to week old fish in handcuffs. Come on to the average dude's emporium. Where is he today?
I don't know. That's a good question. He's probably at the beach.
I could see that.
I would be if it wasn't raining.
Okay, well, I guess we have one more Indian story. Robin has an Indian fetish today.
We do, and it's actually a great story because it's very wholesome. So there
Really or no? I bet not. No, that says it.
No,
right.
it is.
Oh, okay.
I promise. There's an Indian city that has made the news because apparently it's full of people who follow Sikhism, and if you don't know Sikhism, it's a religion that advocates for equality, social justice, humanity, and tolerance for other religions. So what they have these Sikh temples called gurdwaras, and they feed all of those who come, even Christians, Hindus, Muslims alike, which means we should be more like Sikhs. Like, why care what other people believe in? Just share the world.
Mm-hmm.
Let me guess, the Sikhs have been persecuted, killed, and are exiled.
Yeah.
Just calling on a couple of thoughts here. The reason is because they want to do the right thing, right? It's like the Buddhists, right?
It is. And this is why doing the news every day is good. I'm an atheist, but atheists would never feed 100,000 people a day. Like, we don't have that sort of pull. You need religion to feed 100,000 people a day. But I do think it begs the question why 100,000 people a day need to be fed. There seems to be a deeper issue if you have 100,000 people that need free food every day, right?
Well, here's the other thing I was thinking about, right? Just doing some quick back of the napkin math here in my head. If we had 100,000 people, we could build about anything.
Well, Well, the budget.
I mean, that's scale.
Right, the budget. So they didn't address this. I'm curious, who pays for the 100,000 meals a day? Is this
the church?
Subsidized?
Right? Is it the
Yeah,
church?
where are they getting the money? It just seems like that's a lot of fucking meals.
Well, no, because I'm just thinking, right? If we have the name of the church, we could reach out and say, listen, are these people interested in making phone calls?
Oh, no.
Because with 100,000, no, listen,
No.
hold on.
This is supposed to be a wholesome news segment.
We're giving them jobs.
Listen, let me help Robin out here, right? You're feeding them. I'm trying to put them in a house.
That's the difference.
You understand? Right? No more freeloading, guys.
This
Showtime.
is again, right.
So here's what we do, right? Reach out, right?
Give a man to fish, teach a man to fish. You know what I'm saying?
Here's the thing, right?
Okay,
this is
that's
it.
fair.
You said you give them 3 meals a day. Is that what you said?
So they can eat. So the meals are served 24 hours a day, and you can get as much as you want. It's just an endless cycle of.
All right. Here, listen. RS comes to town. Everybody starts making calls.
Yeah.
Ice cream sundaes, 24/7. Go crazy.
Right.
Swim in the fountains. Go bananas. Lose your mind. Right.
Mm-hmm.
We can have a Dorito bar. The sky's the limit, guys. The sky's the limit.
My kid bought the purple Doritos yesterday. Have you had those? The sweet chili ones? Oh my god, delightful. That Dorito bar is gonna be fucking unbelievable.
Are they better than Cool Ranch?
There's
spicy chili.
There's some debate in the Dorito community that sweet chili might be coming up on Cool Ranch, like in terms of
sweet chili is good.
It's kind of like how Modelo replaced Bud Light. Like I would have never have thought that Bud Light, i.e. Cool Ranch Doritos, would be displaced by anything.
Yeah, that's true. I always felt like Bud Light, and you always need a Bud Light and a bag of Lay's.
Bud Light,
just the yellow ones. You know what I mean? Not any special flavor.
Can we get the Lipton onion dip with the sour cream? Because I think that is
a good one.
Robin, have you had the Lipton onion dip with the sour cream and the Lay's?
And have a couple of Hot Pockets.
Yeah. No, I'm a big fan of salt and vinegar Lay's, though.
Those are good.
Yeah. But you've never had the dip. OMG. Have you had it?
They don't have the
Hot Pocket. No, never either. I know
America's so good. Hot Pockets.
We also only have 2 flavors of Doritos here. It's nacho cheese and barbecue. That's it.
You have barbecue?
There's no barbecue Doritos. Stop it right now.
Yeah, there is.
Doritos?
No, the black one.
What?
What is he saying?
Robin,
are you speaking English? Say more.
On Monday, I need you to go down to the ration store and purchase
I'm gonna find a black bag.
Head down to the bodega.
Oh, maybe it's the only thing here.
How many flavors of Pop-Tarts do you have?
We only. Oh, do we have Pop-Tarts? You can get them, but like, it's like
That's
only
at the
in
American store.
Yeah, an American store.
Americanos.
Were you trying to come over with Jim Gaffigan?
Jim Gaffigan.
Very clean comic.
I like Jimmy.
I can't believe we have about 600 flavors of Pop-Tarts. I don't want to brag, but
now here's a question for you, Eric. Since our young friend here doesn't know what we're talking about, if you had a choice between a Pop-Tart, right? Now you can microwave it, or would you up your game and do a toaster strudel? That's the question.
Okay, so I feel like I'm loyal to Pop-Tarts, but there was a toaster strudel time in my life. I had a toaster strudel period in my life. You got it. First of all, you got to toast them. Second of all, you got to ice them. So it's a whole. It's more
a ritual.
It's a ritual, but it's worth it. It's so fucking good.
It's amazing.
It's one of those questions you see like when you're on Facebook. They'll be like things that other countries thinks crazy about America, and one of them is that we eat dessert for breakfast. Like we definitely eat fucking dessert for breakfast. Pop-Tarts are desserts, donuts are desserts, toaster strudel.
Cereal is a dessert. Let's be honest, right?
Oh my god, yes.
Nobody's eating that because it's healthy.
No.
Wait, so you're telling me Rodney still eats Hot Pockets and Pop-Tarts?
No. Those are my younger days. My cholesterol's too high now.
I'll eat anything when I'm drunk. The best Pop-Tart flavor to me is brown sugar, the frosted brown sugar.
Yeah.
My kids agree.
So I'll tell you a funny story I read years ago. Do you guys know who Tyler the Creator is? The
rapper, yeah.
Yeah, rapper. So he was talking about Frank Ocean, right? And Frank Ocean obviously is a great artist, but he's a little out there, right? And he came out, he did something, right? I don't remember what it was. He came out with like a fluke or something, like for an album, or he did something very weird. I don't remember what it was. And so the thing was funny. And they were interviewing Tyler the Creator, and they go, what do you think about what he did? He goes, I knew something was wrong with him. He goes, when he decided to eat a Pop-Tart without any frosting on it.
Oh God.
You remember those weirdo kids that used to eat Pop-Tarts and there's like nothing on the out? I'm like, what are you doing?
You know what they call that? Homeschool food.
But that was funny. He's like, I knew he was weird when he didn't eat, and I was thinking, you know what? He's right. That is a good sign.
Yeah. Okay, let me ask you this. So growing up, my mother used to butter Pop-Tarts because she's Irish. They put fucking butter on everything. And they're goddamn delightful. And I thought we were the only family to do it, and I still make fun of her for it. Then the Family Guy came out with a song. They did a song parody about buttering Pop-Tarts. So I don't know if it's just me and the writers of the Family Guy, but holy shit.
It's you and the writers of the Family Guy, but I like it. Write that down, Robin.
Yeah.
There are enough calories in Pop-Tarts. You're going to put butter on it?
Yes. Well, think about, anytime you add calories to something, it makes it better, right?
Yeah. It makes it more American.
Well, hold on a second now. Hold on a second.
You see what we're putting on ice cream? Go ahead.
Eric has an excellent point that I don't think the scientists have discovered just yet. Eric, we need to flesh this out.
Yeah.
calories always make things taste better.
They do.
I have never thought of it that way, but you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
That's like, the missing ingredient, more calories.
Absolutely. You know what fucked me up? I went to Five Guys recently, and if you look at they do the calorie count and everything. And if you do, if you go all the way, I think it's called, which I usually do, everything is pretty, it's like onions, tomatoes, whatever. They don't add, but the mayonnaise adds like 250 calories to the fucking burger.
There it is.
Yeah. In France, like we put ketchup on our French fries and they're okay. In France, fucking mayonnaise. You know why? More calories. More calories equal tastier shit.
Better food, yeah. Mm-hmm. Here's the thing though, right? Is technically mayonnaise is good for you.
Well, it's eggs, right? Eggs and oil.
Well, here's why it's good for you. It's not. There's not a lot of carbs.
Oh, there you go. Oh yeah, I met a guy on keto. Every morning he used to do hard-boiled eggs with fucking mayonnaise on top, which is nauseating.
Yeah, that's disgusting.
Keto friendly.
Technically, he's eating the deconstructed egg salad. now, Eric, you know this. In New York City or in Boston, at certain restaurants, that would be $200.
Easy, $225.
And it would be called a deconstructed chicken.
Deconstructed egg.
Deconstructed egg salad. And they would give you a packet, right?
Yeah, you do like a little bread foam on top and go, look at this fucking thing. Look at what we did.
It took him hours.
Where's the Michelin stars? Holy shit. So, yes.
Yeah. No, I was just saying we have to cover this last story because it's so great.
Oh, we have another one? Oh, shit.
We do. How could you forget?
It's a story day.
So there is a story about a Mr. Brendan who is a leader of a U.S. white nationalist movement. He once took MDMA. Yeah, Cowboys. And he once took MDMA. And he was no longer mad at
MDMA?
it. He does.
Hold on a second. One of the Proud Boys took some MDMA.
No. And he's no longer racist.
Oh, he's no longer racist. Yeah. No, I saw that. Yes. Did you send that thing? I didn't read the article, but I read an independent of this. Yeah, some guy took ecstasy and all of a sudden he's not racist anymore. Like ecstasy cures.
Is that real?
Problem.
It is real.
Yeah.
You can't feel that much joy and then be hung up on racism. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So like he took MDMA and then it was part of like a social experiment and then he just realized, oh, I have empathy now.
Wait, hold on a second. Now, was this social experiment, is that code for a party? Or
I don't know. I didn't fact.
Because that's a great, Eric, they're no longer parties. These are social experiments like Timothy Leary used to have, remember?
Well, okay, I have a great idea. Another $1 billion idea. So for years, we needed more fluoride in our diet, but nobody would take it, blah, blah, blah. They ended up putting in the water stream and salt, iodine and salt. You know what I mean? Toothpaste. So they just like, all right, these fucking dumb Americans aren't going to do it themselves. We need to put it in the water supply, put it in toothpaste and put iodine and salt. What if you go down to Alabama and just put MDMA in the fucking the rivers where these hillbillies fish, right? Because then all of a sudden you're eating a nice trout over an open flame, not racist anymore. What do you think about this?
You know what? Even crazier idea. You ready? We somehow get a hold of the Trump water.
What?
You know that you never seen that? He has his own water. It says Trump on it.
Just start you dip it in MDMA. Okay.
Trump has a water brand?
Trump has a steak brand. Trump has a college. Trump has everything.
You know, can I just say something about that really quick, right? And listen, I think we all know how I stand on this, but you got to be a special kind of stupid. Just hear me out, right? When I say this, and I know people were taking advantage of. I know. But just thinking out loud here, right? Have you ever met anyone that was highly intelligent, right? That was like, you're like, oh, I went to Dartmouth, I went to Harvard, I went to Donald Trump University. Like, what idiot? I remember seeing this guy on TV. He's like, I'm serious. And he was like, yeah, I spent over $250,000. I'm just saying to myself, like, how in the hell did this guy get $250,000?
Yeah.
He's an idiot.
I went to gynecology school at Trump University, and now I freelance gynecology. I have a van I go around. I'll take a look.
It pays so well. He started freelancing bathroom attendants.
I do a lot of
tonight I'll be freelancing at the Roxy between 9 and 12. Stall 3. Knock 3 times.
Anybody needs a little shake, a little wipe? I'm there for you. A napkin. Yeah, I don't know.
You know what I mean though? Like Like, did you think, like, I'm just asking, did someone think they were going to graduate from Trump University and then they were going to roll right into Goldman? What I mean, what was thinking? You know
Not
what I mean?
only that, would anyone hire somebody that went to Trump University? You know what I mean? You go to college, you go to a hospital, and you got somebody Dartmouth, Yale, the Ivy Leagues, and then you get a guy from Trump University. Whom are you hiring? Do you think?
That's what I mean. Like the bigger question is, people were like, how could he get away with this? How could this happen? And I'm thinking, how the hell did these people get enough money to pay him? How did this guy figure out how to make $250,000? I saw this thing the other day, and this woman was like, you know, this guy never met, conned me out of $4 or $5 million, and I'm thinking, how the fuck did this woman get $4 or $5 million? She's a moron.
I do not know.
It's insanity.
What does a degree cost at Trump University? Do we know?
Well, this guy, I mean, he was out like $250,000. You know what I feel like Trump University was, the pricing schedule, or maybe even the the degree tracks were kind of like maybe Scientology.
Yeah.
You're here. We're going to need you to get here with another $1 million.
We're just going to have to pay a little bit more to get a little bit more.
Yeah, we spoke to the aliens. They need going to be another $250K.
Yeah. In these last 4 minutes, I think we should tease a bit that I want to do next week. We didn't get to it today, but there's a Reddit subthread called LinkedIn Lunatics. Have you ever been there?
I haven't, but I'd love to hear about it. We should have done that instead of me rambling.
So let me just show you right now. Like, this is the kind of, so we're doing some high quality entertainment here, but Bridget.
I'm actually connected to Bridget. Can you believe this? I'm connected to her. She has a ton of followers.
Is a blessing, right? They hold up a sign, 31,000 likes, 1,400 comments. Is this the shit that we have to do to get famous on LinkedIn? Having a manager is
I'm telling you, she posts constantly. No, so a quick story. So I don't know her, but I'm connected to her somehow. I've been connected for years, and everything she posts, or she could post a picture of her eating a hamburger, and people go bananas. They'll lose their minds.
Okay, so
I'm serious.
She probably invented this, and then this. Okay, so now she holds up, and she gets 9,700 likes.
Okay, so what I'm learning here is I'm going to write one that says, being the manager is the best.
Yeah.
Right?
You should say being a transgendered manager is the best. And this is how we create controversy. Can I just show you one more? I don't want to go though. So this motherfucker goes, I have a 93% open rate, 47 reply rate on emails. My mother doesn't have a 93% open rate when she sends me emails. Like, wedding invitations don't have a 93%.
Can I tell you? Actually, I'm an expert on this. So can I speak on this for a second?
Yeah.
Please do.
You could not have a 93% open rate unless you were literally sending links to a Venmo account they can log into with the credentials. It's impossible.
Even then,
47% reply rate.
Yeah.
Listen,
93%.
You couldn't get that giving away drugs.
No, right. To your point, my drug dealer doesn't have a 93% open rate. Sometimes I'm busy, you know.
I don't have a 93% response rate of my mom calling.
That's what I'm saying. And like number one, use the Hemingway app. Do you have some sort of vested interest in Hemingway there, Christian? Something tells me you do. But 93% is just so fucking.
Have you ever used the Hemingway app?
No, I've never heard of it.
So I'll tell you what it is really quick. I used it before. Basically, it's an app that tells you to cut down on your language. It gets rid of all of the flat. It basically writes like Hemingway. But here's the thing I can tell you, right? For some free advice on that. Instead of using the Hemingway app, just get to the point. Right? And use Lavender. I've used Lavender before. Lavender is a great tool, but those first two apps you don't need.
Yeah.
None of it.
But even if you use Hemingway and Lavender and every other app on the fucking planet, you're not
number 4
93% open rate.
Yeah. And number 4, the way to do that, I don't know why I didn't tell you how to do that, is just put RE. For design 71. Yeah, RE regarding, and then focus on problems, pains, and challenges.
Well, that's new. That's a hot take. That yeah. No, she just straight loved Hemingway.
Yeah, no, she loved Hemingway. I think she loved anything about Hemingway.
She loved Hemingway and Robin. If you could smush together Ernest Hemingway and Robin Valdez.
What about robbing Hemingway?
So I guess next week we really need to do a deep dive in how to get famous on LinkedIn quickly.
I also think I want to start sharing a segment. I want to run it by you guys while we got a few minutes here. Is just maybe a segment on obscure stories. Do you guys remember that guy Paul Harvey who used to say, "And this is the rest of the story"?
Huge
remember that guy?
Paul Harvey fan, yeah.
Well, I'm not Paul Harvey. I'm Rod Steele. But I was thinking that perhaps I could start sharing a story once a week with with the family here about some obscure story they don't know. Hell, I might not even know it, but we'll learn as we go.
Yeah. Well, I think we have to educate.
That's right. That's
Edutain.
right. Yeah. That's for the children.
Also, more nudity. I think Robin should start doing this in only a shawl.
I think Robin, you know what I was thinking too, is Robin should start doing the weather in just his shawl.
Good.
Should we plug Shawls or Us? Actually, should we plug LinkedIn Mafia?
Oh, the LinkedIn Mafia, yes. I don't want to give away our trade secret, but anyone who's ever been on the show, we're going to formulate an incubator of people that like and share each other's shit, and soon we will take over like a mafia would.
Almost like PayPal Mafia, but not PayPal.
Yeah. But like PayPal Mafia, but without dorks. Minus billion.
That's right.
Yeah. We're cool. All right. Well, listen, we filled an hour somehow without a guest.
Thank God. Lucky us.
We giggled about midgets and defended the anti-trans position. This is a very Republican show we did today. But have a great weekend, America. We'll see you Monday with guests. Many, many guests. Goodbye.
Yes. It's a week of blessings.